In Narnia, one lion's word is rule. So does our king have the final say? And if not, who does make the rules around the UK? Today we're looking at the real world building, UK Parliament, how it works, how we choose our leaders, and why the king isn't in charge of everything. In a story, it's important to know who has the final say. In the UK, we have a constitutional monarchy. Think of it like a game with three main players. First, there is the king. He is what we call the head of state, but he doesn't actually make the rules. He's more of a guardian of the tradition. Then we have two houses where the real work happens. The House of Commons is the elected ones, and the House of Lords, these are the experts. Together, those three make up what we call Parliament, the place where the script of the UK, the law, is written. Let's take a look at the House of Commons. This is the most powerful room in the country. Imagine the UK is a map with 650 different districts, just like the Hunger Games, only we call them constituencies. In a story like Star Wars, who do a similar thing, they have each planet send a representative to the Galactic Senate.
The Senate will decide your fate.
I am the Senate.
And we do a similar thing, but we send our 650 chosen people, called MPs, to London, to a place called the Houses of Parliament, and they work in a room called the House of Commons. These people aren't born of power, they're hired by the public, by you. Their job is to argue, debate, and vote on the new laws. If your town wants a new hospital or a change in the school rules, it's your MP. They're the character that you send to fight for you. In a book, it's the author that decides what happens next. But in the UK, the public are the authors. Every 5 years, sometimes sooner, we have what's called a general election. This is the moment that everyone over the age of 18 gets to use the power of the pen. We go to what's called a polling station and we vote for an MP that we want. That's the person within your constituency. But how do you know who to vote for? Well, everybody stands for something different, and your needs or requirements may align better with one of the teams that are running. When we vote, we're voting for a person in our area to be our representative, to go to London and talk on our behalf. Each area has what's called a seat, which is literally a seat within the House of Commons room. This is the fairest way to make sure that every voice is being heard. So who is the boss? In many books, the person at the top is the king or queen, but in the UK, the boss is actually the Prime Minister. They are not picked by the king, they're picked depending on the number of seats that the particular team gets when voting. So if the team that you voted for ended up also being voted for in many different areas, they may equal the most number of seats, and therefore their leader becomes our Prime Minister. Think of the Prime Minister as the showrunner. They decide which episodes or laws we're going to focus on, and they pick a team to work with them. We call them the cabinet, and they help them run things like the police, the army, and the schools. But wait, what if the Commons make a mistake? Every good writer needs an editor, and that's the House of Lords. They are mostly experts, including doctors, scientists, and former leaders, who look at the law and say, wait, this bit doesn't work, and they send it back for edits. Finally, once everyone agrees, the king signs the document. This is called royal assent. He doesn't usually say no. He's basically just hitting the publish button so that the law can become official.
For lovely taxes!
Sire, you have an absolute skill for encouraging contributions from the poor.
To coin a phrase, my dear counsellor, rob the poor to feed the rich. Am I right?
To understand our world, we have to look at the prequel, the part before. Hundreds of years ago, the king did run everything, the whole country, But if a king was a villain or just bad at his job, the people had no way to change the story. So we changed the rules. We moved the power from the king's crown to the people's parliament. And today, the king is the head of the state, like a legendary character in a game who has a high rank but doesn't actually play in the match. So why does any of this matter to you? Well, knowing who holds the power is the secret sauce to great world building. Every time you write a story, you're making a choice about who runs your world. Imagine if Harry Potter had a king with absolute power instead of a ministry of magic. Would he have been able to keep Voldemort's return a secret for so long? Or what if Narnia had a parliament of owls in charge instead of the Great Lion? Would the rules of the world still feel so magical, or would they have been filled with paperwork and debates instead? When you're building your next fictional world, think about the consequences of who is in charge. Are they elected by a public? Are they born into power? Or are they part of a mysterious council? How does this change your protagonist's journey? And let me know in the comments, if you were the showrunner of a brand new country, what would the first law that you pass be? If you found this lesson helpful for your home education journey or your journey at writing your own stories, don't forget to hit the like button and download your free Who's Who in the UK Parliament tree in the description. And subscribe to the Writers Classroom for more story-led learning. Thanks so much for watching and happy world building. Thank you!